In the dim light of the early morning, the air was thick with the scent of incense and the heavy silence of anticipation. The sun had not yet risen, but the camp of Israel was already stirring. The people, who had been wandering in the wilderness for months, were gathered around the tabernacle, a structure that stood as a symbol of their connection to the divine. Today was different. Today, the Lord would appear before them. This moment, described in the book of Leviticus, marks a critical point in the relationship between God and the Israelites, a moment where the divine presence becomes tangible and the boundaries of the sacred are clearly defined. The appearance of God at the tabernacle is not a random event. It is a deliberate and structured revelation, much like the earlier revelation at Mount Sinai. As Jacob Milgrom observes, the tabernacle becomes the equivalent of Mount Sinai, a place where the divine presence is manifest and where the people can experience the holiness of God. Mary Douglas extends this comparison by noting the structural similarities between the two. Both Sinai and the tabernacle are divided into zones of increasing holiness. At Sinai, there is the summit where only Moses can ascend, the middle part of the mountain where the 70 elders can come, and the base where the people remain. In the tabernacle, these zones are mirrored by the Holy of Holies, the inner court and the outer court. This system of gradated holiness serves to emphasize the sacred nature of the space and the rituals performed within it. The significance of God's appearance at the tabernacle is that it is not a one-time event, but a recurring phenomenon. Unlike the revelation at Sinai, which was a dramatic and singular moment, the appearance of God at the tabernacle is a regular occurrence, tied to the ritual practices of the priests. The text emphasizes that it is the scrupulous performance of the sacrifices by Aaron and his sons that brings about the grand epiphany. This highlights the importance of ritual in maintaining the connection between the divine and the human. The rituals are not just symbolic. They are the means by which the presence of God is invoked and experienced. The ritual described in Leviticus 9 is a meticulous and detailed process. Aaron and his sons must follow a precise sequence of actions, from the preparation of the animals to the offering of the sacrifices. The text is careful to specify every step, from the bringing forward of the blood to the placing of the incense. This attention to detail underscores the gravity of the task and the potential consequences of any deviation from the prescribed procedures. The rituals are not just a set of actions, but a way of life, a daily affirmation of the covenant between God and the Israelites. The culmination of these rituals is the appearance of the divine fire, which consumes the offerings on the altar. This is a moment of great significance, a sign of God's acceptance and favor. The fire is not just a natural phenomenon, but a manifestation of the divine presence. It is a reminder that the tabernacle is not just a physical structure, but a threshold between the sacred and the profane, a place where the divine and the human can meet. However, the story of Nadab and Abihu, as described in Leviticus 10, serves as a stark warning about the dangers of ritual impropriety. Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, bring forward alien fire to the altar, a violation of the prescribed rituals. The result is immediate and catastrophic. A fire from the Lord consumes them, and they die. This event underscores the seriousness of the rituals and the potential consequences of any deviation. It is a reminder that the sacred is not to be taken lightly, and that those who are closest to God have a special responsibility to adhere to the prescribed practices. Moses' response to the deaths of Nadab and Abihu, who is instructive. He does not express anger or shock, but instead delivers a message from God. Through those close to me shall I be hallowed, and in all the people's presence shall I be honored. This statement is both a warning and a reassurance. It is a warning that the sacred must be respected, and that those who violate its boundaries will face severe consequences. But it is also a reassurance that God will be honored through the proper observance of the rituals, and that the community as a whole will benefit from this observance. The deaths of Nadab and Abihu, who also lead to a series of additional instructions from God, further emphasizing the importance of ritual and the dangers of impropriety. Aaron and his remaining sons are forbidden to mourn publicly, a sign of the unique status of the priesthood and the need to maintain the sanctity of the tabernacle. They are also instructed to avoid alcohol when performing their duties, a measure designed to ensure that they are in a proper state of mind to carry out the rituals. The story of Nadab and Abihu, who is a pivotal moment in the narrative of the Israelites' journey. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of ritual impropriety and the importance of adherence to the divine commandments. It also highlights the role of the priests as mediators between the divine and the human, a role that comes with both great responsibility and great risk. In the broader context of the book of Leviticus, the appearance of God at the tabernacle and the story of Nadab and Abihu, who are crucial for understanding the relationship between God and the Israelites. The rituals described in the text are not just a set of rules, but a way of life, a daily affirmation of the covenant, and a means of maintaining the connection between the divine and the human. The tabernacle, with its zones of holiness and its structured rituals, serves as a physical and symbolic representation of this relationship, a place where the divine presence can be experienced and the covenant can be renewed. In conclusion, the appearance of God at the tabernacle and the story of Nadab and Abihu, who are powerful reminders of the sacred nature of the relationship between God and the Israelites. They underscore the importance of ritual, the gravity of the priesthood, and the potential consequences of impropriety. These events serve as a foundation for the ongoing journey of the Israelites, a journey marked by the constant need to renew and reaffirm their covenant with the divine.